Hey guys, what up? It's NejiYGO. Thanks again for dropping by and tuning into another video. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be going through, I guess for the first time, really, how to play through Interruption with a certain style of deck. In this series, we're going to be doing Psychics. So I'm really excited about this, and this is at the request of one of our viewers who commented. Thank you again for commenting that, because it gave me this brilliant idea. And I think I'm going to be doing this for a lot of the decks from now on, if not Psychics, because I do love Psychics. It's going to get more support, and I'm going to love playing it. So regardless, don't forget to check out the merch in my profile. It's in the link. Really appreciate any and all support from you guys. Faster we get to 4K subscribers, by the way, we're going to do a giveaway with a bunch of mats, and we can send them everywhere. So yeah, thanks guys. Anyways, let's get into it. So I guess first off, I'm going to do this in a way where I'm not, like, how do I describe this? I'm doing test hands, but I'm not going to have specific lines. I'm just going to show you my thought process through getting through certain interruptions, because in Yu-Gi-Oh, not everything is spreadsheet, right? Like, you can't always predict hand traps you're going to be playing through. So I'm just going to do the best I can with what we have. So first off, let's just draw 5, right? And obviously I'm just showing these to show you the hand traps, and normally this would be in my deck, so the ratios are a little off, but Call By, obviously just an insane card here, right? Now, because you have Call By, you know the only card you're going to lose to here, you don't lose to these, you do lose to Imperm. At least you get hurt by Imperm, right? So, you know Imperm doesn't really affect you, at least with your initial lines. So, or not, sorry, Imperm, you don't really care about these other 4 if you have Call By in this case. So your initial line most likely is going to be Prototype Psychic Blaster to discard to special from hand. And then you're going to want to special summon Serene Psychic Girl. This will be in main phase, obviously. And then you're going to attempt to use Serene Psychic Girl's effect. Now, if they imperm this, it's fine. It doesn't matter, like I said, because you do have Fox Tune in hand as an extender. So, and you can reborn actually. Sorry, you can't reborn Deer Note. It's unfortunate you have Deer Note in hand. It's whatever. You can't special it out later, but this, like I said, is part of testing. So anyways, this gets impermed. You're going to go Fox Tune. You're going to send this special from deck. So from here, you're not going to be able to special summon out another one, but you can special summon out a Zeaman. So your Zeaman's going to get specialed out, and then you can go ahead and use Zeaman's effect. Now here's where it's like, okay, and if they're saving another form of interaction, or like you can just Call By their Fua if they're trying to Fua it, doesn't matter. So you have Call By in hand for whatever. So you can go Zeaman effect. Zeaman is going to add the Rising Scale, and then the Rising Scale will be able to special summon itself from hand by banishing a Fox Tune, or whatever you want to banish. Actually, it's probably better. Actually, they're not psychics, so yeah. Let's just do Deer Note, I guess, for now, because I think we're going to special this back if we can get to it. So we have a 3 and a 2, which is great. And then we can use the effect on summon a special from deck, except for a level 8. So we're going to special summon out another Zeaman. Now, again, here, this is kind of susceptible to dying to Nib. You are kind of in trouble here if you don't make Pep immediately with this. But, depends on what you really want to do. How risky do you want to be at this point? Personally, I like doing risk, but like if you're going first, I would at least, how many life points have you paid? You've only paid like 600, so it wouldn't be that tough to get over Pep at this point. So making Pep really isn't that much of a big deal with the Synchro 11. That being said, there's not really much other option here. At least it's not being affected by Nib if you do get Nibbed, because you do have lower life points than your opponent. So personally, not a awful choice to just go for Pep here and slap that big guy on board, right? And then you can go ahead and do this combo, right? So you're going to go ahead and Synchro 5. And like if you wanted to be greedy, you can back it up differently, but you can go Silent Psychic, you reborn the level 3 Zeaman, make it a 4, and then you sync those 2 off for Psychic Blaster. So here's where I was saying, like, this would be your end board if you want to play it safe. But if you want to, if you're like scared that your opponent can play through more than, let's say they didn't hand trap you a second time, more than a call by, banish, and an unaffected big body, then like if you're not scared of that, then instead of making Pep here, instead of that, and you have Rising Scale and Xiamen on board, you can actually leave them on board here, right? And go Psychic, Blaster, MK, special this back. And then you can link these two off. Or sorry, not link, synchro. These two off for Jam, Drag, and Drive. You can go Jam, Drag, and Drive effect to search. You're going to search for, most likely, Hush Psychic Minister. Because you like combos. Sorry, you know Chain Link 1, pay number 600. Chain Link 2, Deer Note, special back your Xiamen. You don't want to forget that trigger. And then here you can slap on Fever. Now you're really protected. Now you're really protected from Nib in case they were waiting for whatever reason. And then they're not familiar with your deck. And then you can Hush Psychic Minister, special summon this guy out. Synchro 11. And you're pretty much ending on the same board as before, minus the Lambda. Right? So Duration, and then Duration. You're going to be able to banish it if you really want to with Psychic Minister. There's not really a need to, but you can. It's something for follow-up. I guess actually it's probably better. And you can even extend further here if you want, which is kind of crazy because you do have Psychic Blaster and Grave. So in this specific scenario with Psychic Blaster and Grave, you can go Hushed Psychic Minister. You can target, I would probably still go Silent Psychic Magician is usually what I do. And then banish both, including your Duration until the end phase. And then you can go Prototype. I think it's pay 1,000. Yeah, pay 1,000, banish another Psychic from my Grave. So I'm going to banish Serene Psychic Girl. Special summon it back out. So it's a level 6. And you can do different things here. You can either make the link. I guess you could make the link. Actually, you can still get to the end board. I apologize. You can still definitely get to the end board. So with Psychic Blaster, you haven't used, let's just say you haven't used Hush Psychic Magician's effect yet. So here you can go link 2 into Lambda, and then you use the effect, and then you can search. And you still get to end board anyways. That's the line, okay? So, yeah. That line is only, like, the reason why it's not cookie cutter or spreadsheet, though, is because you have Call By here, and you had Prototype Psychic, which I only play one of in this build. So it's not that linear. You kind of have to finagle your way and just recognize what you have engraved and don't have engraved. So yeah. So let's get into the next test hand. And this test hand, I'm sure we will be encountering Prelia or Fua or whatever, right? A lot of times in this deck, I found the deck does a better job of playing through one hand trap and then killing, but 2 hand traps is usually pretty tough. Interruption, as far as being on field, isn't that bad, but well-tapped hand traps can be difficult to play through occasionally, depending on what they use it on. So, yeah, so here we go. 5 cards, not bad. So we got a Tactics, which is insane, to draw Psychic Girl, Xiamen, Fua. So this is actually an insane hand, and let's just say, so what does this die to actually right now? So we have Teleport and Draw phase, so this really doesn't die to, I keep stabbing myself with the cards. This really doesn't die to Droll. So we're not really concerned about Droll. However, what we are concerned about is Prelia, and actually not even Prelia, we're concerned about Fua, maybe Ash, maybe Imperm. So for the most part though, I don't think you're worried about it. You just put them on having it. So you go draw phase, E-Telly. If they have the Fua, they have the Fua. Like there's really not much you can do if they have the Fua, and you don't have an Ash in hand, mainly just because like you do a lot of specialing from decks, so there's only so much you can do. So I guess for argument's sake, let's just say they do Fua here, right? So you go E-Telly from deck. You're still going to special summon a Serene Psychic Girl because you still want to get this in draw phase. You're still going to activate Serene Psychic Girl's effect. Now, here they're going to draw 1, if they do hand trap you, they're still -1, so they got 4 left in hand. You got to think about this, and you're in draw phase. So if they decide to imprint the Serene Psychic Girl, it's not a big deal, right? You lose your E-Telly, and then you just go main phase. Another way to think about this would be because you have tactics, save all this stuff for main phase, and then you just go E-Telly in main phase. Now the thing with that is you're kind of playing the mind game, right? So if you think that they have Droll, but you have tactics, maybe it's worth it. Now, the other thing, why would they Droll if they have Fua? They want draws, they want to see engine. So maybe there's that option too, right? So you got to kind of think about what you have and what they might have. Personally, I'd rather set up more of a board and not give them draws. I'm more scared of Fua than I am of Droll. So in that case, main phase to punish them for drawing with Fua, probably better. So I would probably try to go main phase here instead, and then just do the same thing. And then if they Fua get the draw, I just go tactics, look at their hand, rip the thing that I'm going to die to, and then, and then try to play. Unfortunately, you didn't draw any other hand traps. You just drew kind of extenders here. So there's not really a ton you can do about Fua in this specific case, but you can go normal Xiaoman. Xiaoman effect can search. Can search out your Dingus here. Your Rising Scale, and you've ripped, you know what they have in hand at this point, so you can kind of try to compensate for what they're going to have a little bit. But the new one helps this a lot, this line. If you have the new Synchro, which comes in Doom of the Dimensions, you can just Synchro into this here. You give them one other draw from it. You set your Teleport Fusion spell, or Parallel Teleport, up to you. You can set either one depending on your hand. But you're going to go into like your new Synchro right here, and you set it, and then most likely going to end up passing depending on what else you want to do. But yeah, so anyways, you go into Silent Psychic Magician in this case. Special Serene Psychic Girl back. So you've given them 2 draws here, and you're about to give them a third. And again, this isn't good, but yeah, like this is, you have to do this under Fua. Like there's no other choice. So it's a level 3. You're going to want to make Jam Dragon. Jam Dragon is going to let you search. So here, you're going to want to search for as much interruption as possible. So you're going to go Ghost Ogre. And then, like I said, it depends on what you have in hand, but you're giving them 1 off of the chain from summoning from deck, minus the hand rip, so you got 0 with the Fua, +1 with the draw, and the first Synchro +2. So you're going +2, and you're trying to trade here, is essentially the idea. So you're going to go Jam Fever, and you really don't have another option. You have to pass here, right? Like, you don't want to give them another draw. They already got +2, and you've got an interaction with Ogre and a monster negate with Fever. So plus whatever you have in hand. So that's just kind of how I would play it. It's just unfortunate. The deck does not have a lot of ways to play under Fua, but that's why, there is some merit to playing this as blind second due to that fact, and just try to play through boards or stop them with hand traps. So, all right, let's do one just with, let's just say they have Parelia this time. So everyone's probably going to be main decking Parelia, and especially in the next format. Like these 5 hand traps should be a main deck staple right now. Okay, so under Parelia, if they Parelia us, we don't have E-Telly, unfortunately. In this case, it would be great. We do the Brick of Cosmo Dark Lady, unfortunate, but we did have Hush Psychic Minister in hand, which is great. Also Fox Dune. So we do have 2 extenders, which is solid. Have I considered bumping Hushed up by 1? No, because even though it is an extender, it is searchable, and it's not a starter. So there's no reason to play it more than 1. But here we're going to go ahead and normal summon Mind Procedure and go effects. So we give them 1 draw off of that. And we don't, I think full combo, we give them 2 draws, but we're going to go ahead and do Mind Procedure, normal summon, add E-Telly. E-Telly is going to special Serene Psychic Girl, and then Serene Psychic Girl is going to activate from hand. We're going to banish our Cosmo Dark Lady, and then we are going to special summon out a Xiaoman. And then we're going to go Zeoman effect here. We're going to pay 600 to search. This is the beautiful part, right? You've only given the one draw so far. And if they want to imperm this, cool. Doesn't matter in this case. But like if they have it imperm, if they want to ash it, whatever. Like if they want to droll it, or they would droll on Italy, but it's not really a big deal. We're worried about playing just Parelia right now if we're under Parelia. So we do this. We search out Rising Scale, and then we have Rising Scale land. So we got lots of ways to play through Interruption at this point, even if they get rid of this. You're going to level modulate on your third summon here. Make these both 4s. Fourth summon, you're going to go Jam Dragon. Jam Dragon's going to search your Ghost Ogre because you already have your extender in hand. So you're going to search a Ghost Ogre. And you got 5 back in hand. This is awesome, right? Because now you can overlay and you're safe from Nib. Now that you're safe from Nib, this is a sweet spot to be in because now you can go Hush Psychic Minister, special, and then synchro these 2 off for Silent Psychic Magician. And then Silent Psychic Magician specials back the Psychic Minister to make it a level 4. And then you synchro these 2 off for your boy, Psychic Blaster. Psychic Blaster will be able to special summon a banished monster. So you special summon back your Cosmo Dark Lady, which this is an insane interaction because this is your monster negate as well. So now that you have Cosmo Dark Lady here, that's just another interruption. And then you can go Rising Scale here to banish your Zeoman from your graveyard to special summon. And then effect on summon special from deck. You add your Deer Note, or special your Deer Note, sorry. Deer Note gets specialed, and you can do some fun stuff. So you can special back Rising Scale if you wish here. It's kind of awkward since you don't have... I guess you technically do have another body here with Foxy Tune, but I don't play a third Zeoman. If I did, this would be insane. If this card in hand was anything other than Zeoman, you could still create this like God end board, right? So, and I only play 2. So for argument's sake, let's make it, right? So you're gonna link these 2 off for the Lambda, right? And then you're gonna go ahead and go Deer Note effect, target the Rising Scale, special it back. Because specials back any other punk monster that's not level 5. So let's just say this is any other card in hand, right? You are going to go ahead and use Foxy Tune's effect, send that other card to special out Zeoman. And then you can synchro summon for 11 for the big guy. And then the big guy can be banished with the one you had in hand, which is Hush Psychic Minister and Silent Psychic Magician till the end phase, which will trigger Sapphire Ravenborn Lambda. And then you go end phase, this can return back. And you're going to search your Delta or Omega, whichever one you want. So ultimately, under Parelia, you have given them, with Rising Scale and the other one you summoned from hand, 3 draws. But by the time you've had the extender in hand, you already have a monster negate. You got to this, so you have a monster negate to protect against any other eruption. This gets you another monster negate. So even though you've given them 3 draws, you're accounting for 2 of the monster negate draws, a spell negate, a pop, a board wipe, and a banish. So worth it, in my opinion. Parelia is like effective. You're giving them 2 to 3 draws, but that's full combo too. And I went full combo with searching stuff too. So if you didn't want to give them any draws, theoretically you could just give them, if you didn't want to give them a bunch of draws, in theory, you just go like E-Tele draw phase, right? Or any teleport spell, and then you can make fun stuff happen. But yeah, this is still really good, especially for full combo, because you're counting for a lot of interruptions. So that is that. I don't think I've gone through Ash yet, so let's do Ash. Let's just see, like, Ash is really a low... There's really not a great place to Ash here, I feel like. Even though it does diminish the end board a little bit, it doesn't like stop us, especially if we do have any sort of extender in hand, which most of the time, at least this deck list that I built, is built to have extenders. So let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. All right, so if they have Ash in hand in this case, let's just say they, I don't know. In this case, this is actually very unfortunate because we drew a one of, an extender, starter, going second card. Unfortunate because this actually does die to the Ash. So if you go E-Telly and they Ash it, you can't do anything. Because this special is a level 4 or lower psychic. This is level 5. And teleport can only attribute a psychic monster. You can't just normal summon Fua and attribute it. So unfortunate. But this would die. This hand specifically would die to 1 Ash. Anything else? Probably not. Like even if they have Fua, Droll, etc., etc., this probably doesn't die to any other thing. Because at least you do have ways to dodge the imperm. Like for example, if I want E-Telly and it goes through, and they don't have an Ash, and E-Telly draw phase, and then they imperm the, I'll just show it, the Serene Psychic Girl. Which is kind of a really funny interaction here. What I like to do, especially if I don't want to, if I would like to be making like pep still, I can go E-Telly special this, and then if they try to imperm it, I just chain parallel teleport, tribute off the Psychic Girl to dodge it, special summon another Psychic Girl, because this reads, tribute a Psychic Monster with a level, special summon 1 level 7 or lower Psychic Monster from your deck or extra deck. Then, if the original level of tribute monster is different than special summon monster, you can lose life points equal to difference times 1,000. So, the only restriction on this card is you have to summon a Psychic Monster the turn you activate it. There's no restriction of not being able to special summon the same monster with the same name, which is crazy. So, like, you go Serene Psychic Magician effect, you're banishing Cosmo Dark Lady anyways, and getting her back out like nothing happened, and then you're specialing, you know, Mind Procedure back, and then you can just add back E-Telly or Parallel Teleport or whatever you want, right? So you just add back E-Telly, and you just do the same thing anyways. So, like, if they imperm it and you have Parallel, it's a really neat little action to dodge it. So, like, your end board, when you're locked into Psychics, is going to end up being, where is it? It's going to end up being this, right? You're going to special Cosmo Lady back, plus this on board. So you're going to have like this will be, I think, banished. Is how the combo goes. But you're gonna have 3 interruptions through like a parallel teleport dodge because you're locked into Psychics, right? So still pretty good. Okay. Well, that's it for playing through interruption as far as the most common ways that I've encountered. Let me know if I forgot something or didn't cover something, and I will cover it in the next one. But yeah, let me guys know what you think of that video, and if you guys have any questions, I'll be posting some locals matches soon. So hopefully, I don't know, by the time this video gets released, maybe last night or tomorrow. But yeah, I will catch you guys on the flippity flip, and stay hot, my psychics.